When entering the playing arena, only do so at the entrance. Do not jump over or crawl under the pipe and drape. If you are in need of a scooter to enter the arena, use the scooter to get to the player seating and then have someone park it in a designated area. The aisles must be clear at all times per Las Vegas Fire Code. Be sure to turn off your cell phones while in the tournament room unless you have silent or vibrate mode. Players are not allowed to answer your cell phone, wear headsets, or smartwatches during tournament play. This is a modified single elimination event, which means you get 2 opportunities to play, but not necessarily 2 opportunities to lose. If you think you're out of the tournament, verify on the bracket that your opponent has advanced as the winner and there is no longer a place for you to advance. Forfeit time is 15 minutes. However, do not wait until 15 minutes to let the referee know that your opponent has not shown up for the match. Even though the forfeit time is 15 minutes, every effort is made to try to locate them. Only the staff at the control table can determine the official time of the forfeit. CompuSport will be used to display electronic brackets and table assignments. You can download CompuSport from your app store. This app will send you notifications for when and where your next match is to be played. As an added bonus, your friends and family can follow your progress from home. Table assignments are released approximately 15 minutes prior to the start of each round. It's up to the players participating in each match to verify the ID of their opponent prior to that match starting. If a player does not have their ID at that time, that match is forfeited. To illustrate how important the identification process is, entire teams have been disqualified and suspended from the league due to players impersonating other players in past events. Although they were the ones who cheated, the other team allowed it to happen by not checking their identification. Please check IDs. Don't touch the cue ball at the end of the game until it's stopped rolling completely. This may result in a foul, however, common sense must prevail. Referees are available at all times. If a shot is close, stop the match and call the referee to watch the shot. Referees cannot rule on a shot they were not asked to watch. Referees are APA members who have volunteered for this duty. Please treat them with the courtesy and respect they deserve. Please review the dress code in the event program and make sure you are in proper attire. Look at your opponent's attire prior to the start of the match and let a referee know if you have concerns. Dress code violations will not be called during the match. Dress code for semifinal and finals is nice casual, and jeans and hats will not be allowed in the championship arena. Your social security number will be needed at cash payout for anyone who receives any additional prize winning, including all cash and merchandise totaling at least $600. The APA is required by federal law to report any tournament awards totaling $600 or more in cash, prizes, merchandising at retail value, and travel assistance. If you do not have your social security number at payout, you will not be able to receive your winnings that day. If you are unable to provide the number before the tournament concludes, you will and must provide it to us before your winnings will be shipped. Sportsmanship awards will be presented at these events. Cast your vote by using the form in the events program. We have official protest forms at the control table. The fee to submit a protest is $50. As a reminder, all matches are reviewed by our handicap review committee, whether or not a protest has been submitted. Nevada state law prohibits smoking anywhere except designated areas. There is a $100 fine per offense. Holding up matches to take smoke breaks will not be tolerated. The use of electronic cigarettes, vaporizer are also not allowed in the tournament rooms. Pool tables will be open for tournament play. Change machines are located around the room for when the tables are closed for practice. Practice is not allowed on the open tables between rounds. You may practice by playing in the mini tournaments or on the designated practice tables at the designated practice times.
The ladies and gentlemen you'll see wearing bright green shirts are official observers. Some observers may also be incognito during the tournament. In some cases, you'll be aware of when you're being observed, and in other cases, you won't. If there is a W on the score sheet on the left side of a player's skill level, it means the player has been marked with a watch. A player may be marked with a watch for various reasons, such as random selection, the player may have a low number of scores, the league operator may be unsure of a player's ability, or it could be other general concerns. A W may appear next to a player's skill level at any time during the event. It is your responsibility to request with the referee for an official observer to be called before a player with a W plays. Notify the referee as soon as possible. Once the referee calls for an observer, they must initial the score sheet before the match begins. If a player with a W plays without requesting an observer, that player may be one skill level higher for the next round. The observer is looking at the ability of the players. Don't assume if an observed player loses, his or her skill level won't go up. The observers are off limits for conversation. They're there to observe the matches they're asked to watch. Do not ask for an observer to watch a player or make rulings. Call for a referee. As long as you're playing honest, there is no reason to be uncomfortable with the presence of an observer. They are here to protect you. A reminder, our handicap review committee reviews all teams between each round, and the observers report to them after each match they observe. It's your responsibility as team captain to make sure all of the players on your team are playing at the skill level that reflects their true ability. Your last opportunity to have any of your players recertify themselves will be before the first round of play. We realize most players practice more than normal before they come to this event. Some players may not drink as much, and playing conditions are likely better than what they're used to. Don't get disqualified due to any of these reasons. If you are playing locally at a higher skill level, it's your responsibility to ensure you are playing at that higher skill level here. Score sheets will be delivered to your table by a referee. Both teams are required to keep score. To avoid any errors, be sure you complete the score sheet by filling in all matches won and totaling everything. Mark all innings and defensive shots. If it's determined that players are not marking defensive shots, the handicap review committee may raise skill levels. The referee will be watching for defensive shots to be marked. If they see a defensive shot that is not marked, they will mark it on your score sheet with a red pen. The observers will be watching for this as well. In 8-ball, please make sure you mark early 8s E8, 8-ball scratch 8S, 8 wrong pocket 8 WP, 8 on the break 8 OB, and break and runs BR on the score sheet. In 9-ball, mark 9 on the snap 9 OS and break and runs as BR. Patches for break and runs 8 on the break and 9 on the snap will be rewarded when the score sheet is turned in. Just come to the control table with the score sheet whether you won or lost the match. The winning team is responsible for making sure their control table receives both teams' score sheets. Any team caught fraudulently keeping score or altering the score sheet in any manner will be subject to disqualification. Team captains should ensure at the beginning of each match all players on your team have their picture ID. Help us keep this tournament on schedule, keep the matches moving, pick your next player quickly, and limit your coaching time. In 8-ball, sudden death will be implemented 3 hours, 45 minutes into a match. Each team must be in the 5th individual match by the 3 hours, 45-minute mark, or all subsequent individual matches will begin with a rack worth 2 team points. If that 2-point rack mathematically wins the team match will be over. If it does not win the team match, a second rack worth 1 team point will conclude that individual match. This procedure will continue in each subsequent individual match until a team mathematically wins or the overall match finishes in a tie, 1 2-point rack followed by 1-point racks if necessary. If it does not win the team match, a second rack worth 1 team point will conclude that individual match. This procedure will continue in each subsequent individual match until a team mathematically wins or the overall match finishes in a tie, 1 2-point rack followed by 1-point racks if necessary. Tiebreakers will be decided by the team that won the most individual matches. Note, during sudden death, the individual match winner will be the player who wins the 2-point rack. In 9-ball, sudden death is implemented at the 3-hour mark, and all subsequent matches will have double point value placed on each ball. And we are here with Veronica Spiro, Joe Cole, Jonathan Pavelski. How are you feeling?
Totally unbelievable. I had no idea I'd do this. Amazing.
No, this is the best thing ever.
Overwhelmed. Mind-blowing. I mean, I'm shaking. This is amazing and exciting.